we mentioned it, I mean, the special rapporteur for the UN for the occupied Palestinian territories, I mean, Francesca Albanese, at the beginning of our conversation. And I mean, once again, the very fact of dedicate a special rapporteur to the occupied Palestinian territories already, I mean, a disclaimer, meaning that don't worry, I'm not defending Israel, I'm not, I mean, propagating the reasons of both parties, but I had already made my choice. Obviously, I mean, that is self-evident, I would say. But it's also true, as I mean, you denounced it when you took part in our event in Milano last June of last year, that I mean, the kind of influence that special rapporteur Albanese is having is increasing dramatically day by day. And I mean, once again, we are in presence of somebody who is more part of the problem than any possible part of a solution. I mean, I mean, she was reconfirmed, so we are going to deal with her for a long time. But what you can do at least to reorient the work of her, or at least to reorient the assessment of her work, which is made once she presents, every time she presents his own reports, I mean, to the UN system, in order to strike a better balance, I mean, and not necessarily to marry the theories she's propagating all the time.
Sure. Look, let's reaffirm and recognize who she is and what she's doing. As you said, the mandate itself shows the bias. Her mission the mandate was established in February 1993, and the mandate is to investigate Israel's violations, only Israel. So Hamas does something that's not in my mandate, only Israel's violations. Okay. The next thing is recognize who this person is. It would be hard to come up with someone more extreme from the Western world, who graduated from universities in Italy and England, to come up with someone more extreme, who routinely justifies Hamas, who routinely says violence is legitimate, who has made overtly anti-Semitic statements. When she wrote to her priest on Facebook in the summer of 2014 from her town, Ariano Irpino, in Avellino, and she wrote Don Antonio Blundo, the bishop, the acting bishop in her town. She said, Israel's killing Palestinians, and we need to raise money for UNRWA. Francesca Albanese used to work for UNRWA. And she says, but America is subjugated. America is controlled by the Jewish lobby. And Europe is subjugated by the guilt of the Holocaust. So to say America is controlled by the Jewish lobby, this is 1930s anti-Semitism. It's not new anti-Semitism, it's old anti-Semitism. When there was the massacre of the Charlie Hebdo journalists, and she wrote on Facebook, she shared a Facebook post, an article that's blaming the CIA and the Mossad for the Charlie Hebdo massacre, which of course was done by Islamic State, Daesh terrorists. So we're dealing with someone who is crazy, who is fanatical, who's extreme, who is the opposite of what a UN rapporteur is supposed to be. A rapporteur is supposed to be someone who is doing research, who is cautious, who is moderate, who is sharing information with the country concerned. She is the very opposite. The moment Hamas says 180,000 Palestinians have been killed, she tweets it right away. 300,000 Palestinians are killed, she tweets it right away. Anything crazy, she tweets. No sources, no checking, no facts. So we're dealing with someone who could not be more extreme. Now, a decade ago, when there was someone like this in that position, Ban Ki-moon condemned him. Human rights groups, there was someone named Richard Falk. He had this position 10 years ago. Ban Ki-moon condemned him. Human Rights Watch kicked him off their board. Member states condemned him. Today, Guterres says nothing about Albanese. She compares Israel to the Nazis. Guterres says nothing, not a word. Only France, Germany, Canada, the US have condemned her for anti-Semitism. The Netherlands opposed her reappointment. Where is Italy? Where is Prime Minister Meloni? Silence. This is something very wrong. It cannot be that an Italian is at the UN justifying Hamas, justifying terrorism, making anti-Semitic statements, distorting the Holocaust, and the Prime Minister of Italy is silent. This is a terrible thing. So I use this moment to urge the Italian government and those who are friendly with the Italian government, Prime Minister Meloni, you cannot be silent. Make a statement. To stop the appointment, it's too late. She had the reappointment. We think it was done illegally. That's a separate matter. But the reappointment, the UN says she's reappointment. At least speak out. That's important. If decent countries like Italy, like the UK, speak out, then it makes a difference, because then decent people will see that there is a pushback. And that's my appeal today. I want the Italian government to at least denounce her anti-Semitism, her support for Hamas. It would be very important.
Yeah, no, I thank you very much. I will take into all due consideration what you are saying here in Italy. We'll do our best.